Yeah, if you go through, our numbers are down this year. They're, down as our team as a whole, our numbers are way down. So, obviously that's going to come through in our number of qualifiers and stuff as well. But as you said, we have a lot of quality. We are leading 4 events. With only 8 qualifiers, we're leading 4 events. Now, I would be crazy to say I think we're going to go and win all of those events, obviously, because with Steph in 3 of them and Hope, in the 5, but also, running, she would have to come back in other events and things like that. It'd be pretty crazy to say that I really think we'll go through, and win. But it is, we have, Hope is also ranked high in the 5K, and we have people in the mile and things like that, and throwers that could score. So even though we may not have a lot of numbers, we could have a lot of people place and score points.
Okay.
As of right now, I can't say whether or not, it being early in the week, whether or not we'll compete her in all 3. We're obviously looking for her to win when we race her. She has the top times by a lot. I should have written down her times based off of what the people in second have ran, but since I don't have that in front of me, I'm not even going to try to guess. But she does have the top times by quite a bit, so we could put her in any of those individual races, and there's not really a doubt that she would win them. But it's also the conference meet, and where we may not be trying to win, the conference as a whole. We do want to score some points as a team and stuff like that. So, we'll put her in there. It would be nice if, she could down some of her times a little bit for the national list. She's ranked 6th right now in the mile, so that should pretty easily get her there. She's 20th in the 800. If it was all said and done right now, we're confident that would get her in, but other people will run faster in that. So she's 26th in the 3K. She'd probably out of it unless, depending on where people fall and stuff like that, qualifying. So, we want Steph to go score some points. She also not only leads the conference, she also leads the region in all 3 of those events as well. So that's something that, we want to keep her there, because that's just kind of nice to pad the stats, for lack of a better way of putting it. I guess you have to say the mile.
Okay.
She's ranked 6th in the nation there. Yeah. That's where she was a national qualifier last year. Right. As just a freshman, obviously she's come a long ways just in this past year and stuff like that. We were happy to get her there last year. This year, it's going to be a little bit of a disappointment if she doesn't bring home an All-American plaque. So she's come a long ways there. Mm-hmm. But I think if I would have to pick, and I'm sorry, Steph, if you would pick differently, but I'm going to pick the mile.
Okay.
Yeah, Hope right now is 33rd in the nation. Now again, the distance races are ones where people don't always, run in all the events and stuff like that. So some of those will fall different directions. At 33 though, that's a long ways out right now. So we're definitely not comfortable with where she's at. So she's going to be trying to run fast this weekend, and our hope is that she can get that time down so that she can get in. I think a big thing to look at is our youth. A lot of freshmen, everybody but Neely Parsons is a freshman or a sophomore. But talking about just our freshmen right now, in the throws we have Kendra Rice, who's ranked 9th, and Savannah Wheeler, who's ranked 12th in the shot put. Both of them have changed their throwing styles this year, so it's kind of crazy to think that when they showed up in August, we started practice September, October, they were throwing a different way. And they've changed their throwing styles, and if you look at some of their progressions, they're just getting better and better. So it wouldn't be a shock to see both of them place in the conference meet and things like that. We had a couple other girls get in the mile just at our last chance qualifier here last Friday here at Edinburgh. Audrey McPherson, and Jordan Hauser both getting in that last chance qualifier. So those are girls that are peaking at the end of the year. So I think even though we just snuck a couple people in and our numbers may be smaller, we're going to surprise some people with some of the stuff we have. it's exciting because they get to compete against a lot, or against, not against, but in front of a lot of their teammates that may not get to travel. You know, our men's team will get to be there, whereas they wouldn't get to be there because we don't have men's indoor tracks. So our men's team will be there cheering them on. Their classmates, their roommates, things like that. People that may not travel if we're traveling across the state to East Stroudsburg or something like that. So it's nice. You know, the professors. You'll see a lot of people like that will be there to support them, and I think it is exciting for our kids to get to do that, and they do kind of get the we must protect this house thing. Like I said, we're not going to win. I don't need to sugarcoat and say that's what we're trying to do. We're not going to win the conference meet, but we have a lot of kids that can go out there and they can compete and do good things for themselves, and that's what's exciting about it, and exciting to be at home and get to do that. Well, right, and you'd have to really be a fan to know that sometimes people are battling out for, 5th or 6th place in the triple jump is the most important thing that's going on in the meet right now, even though, we're running races on the track and things like that, because those two teams are battling out for, 1st or 2nd or something like that overall, and whether that person, gets 4th or they get, 6th, that's a point swing and stuff like that, and people sometimes beating people out late in races and stuff like that. Just to the layperson watching wouldn't understand, but that may, that 2-point swing may be, the difference in a championship, or, taking 2nd instead of 3rd and stuff like that. So there's always a lot going on at track meets. It's a lot different than, your other sports where, during the basketball game, it's just the basketball game. We will have as many as 4 field events going on while there's racing on the track all at the same time. So that's 5 events that matter for team points and things like that all at the same time. And then men's and women's thrown in there that are two completely different, separate meets going on at the exact same time thrown in there on top of that. So it's a 3-ring circus.